Justin Bieber. Y'all know the icon Justin Bieber. He, I would dare to say, is the last great male pop superstar that we will probably see for some time. I don't see realistically any of the modern up-and-coming male pop stars reaching the level of just pure stardom that Bieber mania had. If you guys remember when he first came onto the scene as a teenager, it was something that I don't think we had seen from a teen pop star since I think he was even bigger than objectively he was bigger than Justin Timberlake, I want to say. But Britney Spears, maybe the last time we had someone getting chased down the street and just absolute chaos anytime they went somewhere as a pop star. Well, Justin Bieber, his story started, I believe he was 12 years old. Shout out to CJ Pearson, same energy. 12 years old when he went viral on YouTube and ended up launching into this massive viral career that needs no further introduction. But something that's very unfortunate that not enough people talk about is just the horrible things that Justin Bieber endured during his youth and throughout his early career that a lot of people tended to write off as a joke. I feel like when there are men being groomed a lot of the times, I feel like people pay more attention to it now. But way back when, I feel like he was going through a lot of exploitation and a lot of abuse in the media that people really just seem to overlook that is now starting to get a lot of attention in retrospect, especially with Justin becoming more outspoken about his mental health issues and some of the trauma that he's been through and wanting to protect stars like Billie Eilish and being very clear about how he wants to take some of these teen pop stars under his wing. And Justin Bieber, he's getting ready for a comeback. He's about to put out a new album sometime this year, hoping it comes out before summer. But one thing that really stuck out to me were these cryptic images he posted on his Instagram a few days ago that I have not stopped thinking about. So it was a slideshow. First, it was just a picture of him like in the snow, but then it was this next photo. It was a picture of him as a little boy, and it has the caption, "I got anger issues too, but I want to grow and not see so much." And I saw this and I'm like, okay, so he's definitely reflecting on his own youth. But then the next slide literally took my breath away. You see here these cargo shipping containers, and you see, if you squint and you look closely, there is a young baby looking up at these cargo containers. Now, some could say that I'm overthinking this, but I feel pretty confident in the fact that, especially with this baby here, sitting here looking at these cargo containers and with the caption that he has about his anger issues and wanting to grow and not react so much and not to, allow his emotions to take the best of him anymore, I really think that this is a sign of things that he has either been through or things that he knows about or has seen. So I kept asking myself, what could this mean? Now, if you guys are familiar with these shipping containers, one thing that they are notoriously connected to is human trafficking, especially child trafficking. And with that being one of the biggest issues that really, it's been a huge issue for decades now, if not centuries, but a lot more people are paying attention to it because of the Diddy era, because of the Epstein era, and all these things that are coming to light. And Justin Bieber is someone that I feel like would be a very key person to speak on all of this, because there's no way that this man hasn't seen profound levels of evil. And I feel like this is a subliminal of him letting us know, yes, it is in the shipping containers, in these cargo containers, where a lot of this major human trafficking is happening. And I really can't be convinced otherwise of that. And speaking of shipping containers, someone that allegedly lives very, very close to a shipping cargo yard is none other than P. Diddy. And, if you don't know Justin Bieber's early career, he was very much under the wing of Usher, R&B singer Usher, who I've heard some rumors, I'll just put it that way, that he is very allegedly involved with some of the Diddy Mania allegations. And he definitely is the person that introduced Justin Bieber to P. Diddy when he was a young teenager. And every single interaction that I see P. Diddy and Justin Bieber having, it looks very uncomfortable. It's very nerve-wracking, very eerie. I actually found this video of when Justin Bieber was 15, and just pay attention to the body language and the tone of voice and everything in this short clip.
Everything's good? Selling out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Yeah, lock him in jail and throw away the key. Throw away the key immediately. Immediately. Oh, yes. Diddy, I'm so happy you're in prison, and I hope you remain there. And, you know, this is one of those things, if you really just analyze what's happening here, why is Diddy, this grown, crotchety, dry, dehydrated old man, sitting here harassing this young teenage boy about, why haven't you been calling me? Why you been acting different? Why is he talking to Justin Bieber like Justin Bieber is one of his old side pieces? Unless... allegedly. What's going on here? What's going on here? Diddy is talking to Justin Bieber like that's his old baby mama or someone he wants to make a baby mama. He's talking to Justin Bieber like Justin Bieber owes him something. Like there's some kind of amorous tension there that's clearly one-sided, because Bieber is clearly uncomfortable and wanting to say a lot more than he's saying in this moment. And this is it's just awkward. But it's deeper than awkward. There's something sinister about it, especially with the more we learn about P. Diddy and just how he utilizes power dynamics. There's something very, very off-putting about this grown, dehydrated man harassing this young boy about, why don't you call me much anymore? And Justin very clearly not wanting to give his personal cell phone number over to P. Diddy, because who knows what those phone calls would be about. And I'm pretty sure there's other videos out there of their interactions, and every interaction just gets more and more discomforting to watch. And, you know, Diddy wasn't the only one. You know, male and female wise, Justin Bieber dealt with a lot of sexual harassment as a young teenage boy that, again, nobody really paid attention to because he was a male. Not to sound like the opposite of a feminist, but if we're going to be so for real, a lot of the times when men endure this kind of sexual harassment, it tends to get overlooked. And in this case, this is a young boy who has been dealing with literally, like, I don't want to say the word, you know, pedophilia. This pedophilia, let's just put it that way so my video doesn't get flagged. Let's look at this clip here. A compilation of so many of these incidences. There's so many out there. Grown woman kissing all on his neck, straight to jail.
Wow! I feel violated right now.
And he communicated that he felt violated, no
Lean
help.
into me again. You smell amazing. How old are you?
Ew.
Thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 16. I'll be 17 in like 2 weeks.
I don't ever remember smelling that good at 16.
I've heard a lot of
Like,
allegations about
that was
James
bad.
Corden being a terrible
Wow,
person
look
too.
at your eyes. What music are you listening to?
Why are you staring at this little... why are you touching his face?
We have to be naked on stage during one full song, or drink a cup of blended worms. Answer Justin Bieber.
I have like little girl fans. I can't go.
My parents never gave me the sex talk. Okay. So why don't you give me the sex talk?
I feel uncomfortable right now. Oh. Why do you want to know the sex talk from a 15-year-old boy? That's pretty weird. Oh.
Wake that up.
Let's talk about that.
Why do you want that talk with a 15-year-old boy? And this is something that's been going on in Justin Bieber's world for so long. And not saying that just like there is obviously a connection between, you know, the human trafficking of it all versus a lot of this grooming that you see in Hollywood. And Justin Bieber is someone that I feel very confident in assuming that he has seen a very deep element of both. And I really hope as he becomes more comfortable speaking his mind, as he feels safer, as he grows more, as more of this darkness comes to light, and the more transparent he becomes, I hope he continues to reveal to the world just some of the true darkness that's behind the scenes in Hollywood. I've never met Bieber, never met the Biebers, but I've met a lot of close mutuals to him. I'll put it that way. And every single one of them says that he has a story to tell, but I don't have much more detail beyond that. That is just a story I really pray that he brings to light. And I hope he is in a state of mind where he is okay to do that for his own well-being. And I really think it's time that we start just having no nonsense when it comes to this pedophilia. It's getting out of control. I mean, it's been out of control, but I really want to see people standing on business. And that being said, free Cain Velasquez. Okay, do you guys know Cain Velasquez? Or did you follow this story back in 2022 where this former UFC champion, Cain Velasquez, he avenged his son and ended up being put into prison because of it? Oh, yes. So Cain Velasquez, former UFC champion, shot at this man named Harry Gualarte, if that's how you say his name, back in February 2022. And that was allegedly because Harry sexually abused Velasquez's 4-year-old son more than 100 times. at the daycare that Harry's mother owned. Okay, this is why I tell a lot of parents too, you need to be a lot more attentive of these safe spaces that you drop your kid off at. A lot of these safe spaces, I don't care if it's a church retreat. I don't care if it's an after school program. And I really don't care if it's a sporting event. If your child is there, you need to have active conversations with your child about what needs to be reported to their parents and what, you know what I'm saying. Those conversations of what to beware from adults needs to start happening with these young kids very early, because in a lot of these safe spaces, like a daycare, you never know who is watching your children. You might think you know, but you really need to figure it out before you allow your kid to be here. Because 100 times to a 4-year-old, that is a level of evil and disgust that I just cannot even fathom. But I have so much respect for Kane because he did what he had to do. When Harry, the guy who molested his child allegedly, got out of jail on bail, this is what Kane did.
MMA legend Cain Velasquez chasing after the man he allegedly shot. You can see the black SUV chasing that truck. Inside the truck was a man accused of molesting a family member of Velasquez.
This is exclusive video captured on a cell phone camera showing what appears to be Velasquez chasing after the vehicle, which seems to show bullet holes and dents on it. According to court documents, Velasquez rammed the vehicle with his own truck, then while driving, fired a gun aiming at this man, Harry Goulart, who was out on bail after being charged with molesting a young child at a San Martin daycare center. The documents confirm the child is a, quote, allegedly, close relative of Velasquez.
Now, there's a lot of credible evidence out there if you look into the case of why this allegation has been made towards Harry, this man who allegedly molested Kane's son. But Kane did exactly what he needed to do. And the fact that he is in prison right now, or jail, whichever one it is, it makes me very sad, because the only crime that he did is that he wasn't able to finish the job. And I think that he deserves that opportunity to finish the job, because if you... Shout out to Representative Anna Paulina Luna. She said something that has stuck with me. You cannot rehabilitate a PDF file. You cannot do that. Okay? If they are out here touching little kids, especially as young as 4 years old, there's no bouncing back from that. Sometimes you just gotta call on your God and your Glock. That's all I got to say about that. You really do. So shout out to Kane. He just got sentenced to 5 years in prison. And I really, really hope that there's some way that that can be overturned, especially with Harry's trial still pending. He is pleading not guilty, but I do feel like justice is going to be served in this situation. And justice being served includes freeing Kane and for more people to stand on business against this network of disgusting human traffickers and PDF files and all the vile things that are happening in our society.